you got us Nazca here on Truckerman. We are watching
Clownfish talking about USAID paying game
USAID.
USAIDs. Don't die over there.
You said AIDS.
It's what it is. Our tax money funding the game journalists going after Gamergate. So essentially, we paid to shit on us.
Stop doing your taxes.
I want my money back from the last 12 years.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about USAID. Actually, I think it's USAID. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but people also call it USAIDs.
USAIDs.
You just did too.
So we're going to talk about this former government organization, which was originally supposed to dole out a bunch of help to countries around the world, and then apparently the funds were getting
Okay, I've been watching news stuff lately. So, they've basically been taking our taxpayer money and putting it towards stupid shit.
They've been doing it I've been saying the last 20 years, but we're just now seeing it because...
How do we not... No one asked... oh no, not... my times.
It's appropriated, and we've got more insight into how the taxpayer money was being spent, and apparently it was being spent on an official disinformation primer about gaming sites being.
Oh, really?
Saying that they're one of the many alternative spaces from which problematic information originates. So basically, we're attacking gamers. Right?
I'm so glad Trump just
rip the money out.
No. He fired the. You're fired. I fired them. Good.
Oh my god! I don't think people remember that.
And they're sitting there being like, yeah, he fired us. Orange Man bad because he fired us. No, Orange Man bad because he fired us. Yeah, we need help. No, fuck you.
Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. I don't want ass prints on my door.
Hey,
right. We knew this was the case. They were giving a bunch of money to Politico. Now, I know they didn't give them grant money, but they did buy like $8 million worth of subscriptions or something.
Right. So I'm just like, it's the same thing. It's just laundering it a little bit first.
And we don't know exactly the extent to which, it had been laundered through advertising agencies or through NGOs or any of that stuff. But we're going to trust Bounding in the Comics on this one because Spencer Bakuli did the legwork on it. And we're just going to see what's going on and react to it.
Full credit to Spencer.
Yep. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Check out clownfishminus.com. Join the reef. Check out our merch. Thank you very much, guys. Clownfishminus.com. So we've been covering the USAID debacle, not as much as some channels. We're trying to keep it strictly.
We just
focused.
tied to pop culture.
Right. Tied to pop culture, tied to the media, because we talk a lot about that.
Right.
And, the money's been flowing like water over there, and everybody's squawking because Trump turned it off. Elon Musk turned it off. And, there's confusion as to how it's being spent in regards to journalism exactly. But Politico did get like $8 million. It did come from subscriptions, though, and not grant money. The Associated
Why
Press
was our money paying for subscription?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh boy.
So they weren't just giving them a blank check. They were just buying subscriptions. Now you wonder why some of these people make money.
It shouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's still, I guess from my point of view, is it doesn't matter where exactly the money came from. The bigger takeaway is the government spent $8 million a year, or whatever it was, on Politico subscriptions. Yeah. Why are we doing that? You know, are you spending that much on Fox News subscriptions? I don't think you are.
Well, it's interestingly enough, they're saying that the Associated Press didn't get money either.
Yeah, it's people are still looking into it. I mean, there was a lot of information flying around. We covered it when it first broke, and people are starting to look into it more on the granular level. But regardless of the hows and the whys, it was going to journalism too. It was going to things.
What? USA funds 6,200 journalists, sports over 700 global media. What the?
So basically, just paying to push their narrative bullshit.
And now you see why people are losing their fucking minds. Maybe that's why the media is like 90% against Trump. They want their paycheck.
Of course, I don't get how the normal person is like in this mind virus of Trump being something evil. That's like, something good he's doing.
Trans comic books in Peru.
Yeah, I was like, what?
That's verified. You know, and now some of these
Iraqi Sesame Street.
That's just stupid.
Was it gay?
The condoms.
The condoms. No, that not just that. Was it gay opera in Colombia? They spent money on.
Oh yeah, and then also Elon Musk also mentioned he said the wrong place that's getting the condoms, but regardless, why are we sending 50,000 whatever condoms to wherever?
And by the way, this is one government agency they're going through. One. They have to go through all these little 3-letter agencies. They're going to find waste everywhere.
Oh yeah, and then not to mention the fact that there's like 160-year-old people in their database.
Getting Social Security.
Journalism organizations, though, are like smaller organizations are pushing back against their governments. So it's like really is a mixed bag. But this whole rabbit hole, apparently there's like some, as I understand it, some news organization that's being funded or was funded by USAID that was like in some like rundown shack out in the middle of nowhere, but they were like pushing all kinds of money through it. Who knows? So that aside, let's talk about gaming journalism because it keeps coming up.
Collecting Social Security.
Yep.
But there's some intersection here between the USA.
Damn it. We shouldn't have said my dad was dead. We could have got money off of him.
I mean, we were trying to get the money from the VA.
Yeah, the VA. He was an Army veteran.
That's like pulling fucking teeth, I swear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had to resend another thing because apparently the form we filled out was out of date because they had just gotten it when they updated their shit. So now we have to refill out the thing and send it back. A lot of BS. Very annoying. When can we get some have money? Dad and God, do we need to go? That's a good question. I'd like to know.
ID stuff and the funding and outlets that attack gamers.
Well, intersectionality.
So they paid us to shit on us. It's like being raped by your own penis.
Wouldn't that just be masturbation?
No, because it shoved up our ass.
I hope your dick's long enough. Otherwise, that's going to be painful and awkward.
Would be a good word.
Intersectionality, right? Okay. That's a buzzword. So again, this comes from Bounty in the comics. USAID official disinformation primer says gaming sites are one of many alternative spaces from which problematic information more regularly originates. So people were starting to look into it. And there was, they go through what happened. There was the executive order getting rid of, USAID. And in the days since the development, more and more scrutiny has been placed on USAID's past work history with many individuals, taking the opportunity to scour the organization's publicly released writings in search of anything that may shed light on whether or not their funds were truly being mismanaged. So here, they said, and it was a result of this newfound attention that the group's official disinformation primer was brought to light. Okay. And this actually is on archive.org. And this actually is a document that
Oh, someone
exists.
archived it. Yes,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So it's out there. There's a link on Bounding in the Comics. This is actually coming from.
Wait, what are some of the things in it? Go to the table of contents. Let's see what some of the things in it are. Go again. Where's the table of contents?
There was a table of
Oh, I
contents?
thought there was. Maybe there wasn't.
There's 100 pages.
Oh, we're not going to call those. But
No.
understanding alternative media spaces, disinformation spread on social media platforms.
Yeah. So this must be
chat
right there.
applications, how disinformation spreads across online platform applications.
Yeah.
And
so-
who decides? But who decides what's disinformation and what's information?
Right. And they're talking about 4chan, Discord, and gaming platforms like Twitch. Okay.
But YouTube's in there.
I'm sure it is.
Damn it, stop it.
I
Into my brother's Deadlands campaign. That's cool.
Well, that would explain it because we saw a lot of attacks on YouTubers and independent voices, especially in the last 3 or 4 years, and they were always targeting conservative voices, and it did seem suspicious because we're like,
You know what the funny thing is?
what?
The way we're talking, we could be like looked at as conservative, but we're not really. We're just
Common sense.
common sense.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
you're-
I'm not gonna sit here and glaze everything Trump does. I mean, he's human. He makes mistakes too. For the most part, a lot of the shit he's doing, I support because it's good for the country. It's good for me.
Yeah, and it's like I heard somewhere? It's gonna be damn near impossible to map every inch of every dollar spent in the federal government because they probably launder it through 15 different bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
If we did that, we would go to jail.
Yeah, it just shows how corrupt they are.
man, these people seem really well organized and well funded. A lot of them, they're going after advertisers. It's like, this doesn't feel like a bunch of randos, right?
No, it definitely feels coordinated.
Right. So, they're talking about how this was created in 2021 through a collaboration between USAID's Joshua MacLeader and Shannon McGuire. And they said the primer helps USAID staff and partners to understand basics of disinformation, how it's spread, why it's spread, and how programming can help reduce its damaging impact. And they said today's digital communications and media landscape is complex and has given rise to a new set of challenges and considerations for democracy support.
Can they put that in English, please? Yippee, jail, yes.
For democracy. Across all USAID programming countries, this requires a solid understanding of disinformation and robust approaches.
The funny thing is, I hate how they classify as disinformation as just anything that's against them.
Well, I heard the this new phrase, hate speech is any speech I hate.
For countering and preventing it.
But again, what is disinformation? Because a lot of times they've said things were disinformation or misinformation, and it turned out that it was the truth.
Yeah. They said,
Down there.
they said the challenges. One of the challenges presented by the primer is understanding alternative media spaces, as the document asserts that although discussions on disinformation and
I think that's lightning from Final Fantasy 13. And I could be wrong, but
You are very wrong because that's a dude.
misinformation often revolve around assumptions of state actors driving the issue. In actuality, problematic information more regularly originates from networks of alternate sites and anonymous individuals who have created their own alt media online spaces, which include message boards and digital distribution platforms like Reddit, 4chan, Discord, conspiracy news sites.
Wait a minute. Then it's a real. I guess it's a really good thing that Google wasn't using Reddit to train their AI.
Yeah, right. That would be awkward.
Just saying.
But they singled out gaming sites.
I think I know who it is.
who?
I think it's Baby Sephiroth. I will know for sure whenever they squiggle down and they show what he's doing. If he's holding his sword, it could be Baby Sephiroth.
It's actually
Because it's the Gamergate.
I'll never know!
The mystery.
so I'm thinking it would be the
Squiggle down.
mainstream gaming sites, probably like Bounding in the Comics or
So they're trying to
Niche
discredit.
Gamer. Yeah. Yeah, this is
shocker, shocker.
And back in the day, they had One Angry Gamer and stuff like that. That these were basically the quote unquote Gamergate sites, or the Gamergate adjacent sites, or the websites that had opinions that ran contrary.
One of these days, I need to do a deep dive on Gamergate, because I've heard that for the last 10 years, and I know the surface level of it.
What is it?
To Kotaku, Polygon, all the managed.
So basically, they're trying to discredit those people by calling them alternative systems and implying conspiracy theories or conspiracy theories. So they're trying to discredit.
Ultimately, we're all just crazy in their eyes. No, we're crazy for asking questions. We're crazy for using logic.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and be excited for next product.
Mm-hmm. Go be a lemming. Go jump off the cliff.
People who may be telling the truth by umbrella terminology like conspiracy theories and putting, it's a conspiracy theory.
Yes, it is Bubba Sufflewoff.
We're in it.
Bye.
About games.
Ever Crisis, yeah.
Yeah, this is it's just
this is stupid.
This is boomer
so
talk.
Typical.
Curiously, despite providing specific example of each type of other alt media space like message boards or conspiracy news sites, the primer did not do so when it came to the gaming site category. As such, it's unknown if the organization was referring to actual non-mainstream news outlets that cover video games like Niche Gamer or Bounding in the Comic.
You know what I'm kind of scared of?
What?
I want to play Ever Crisis, but the fact that they showed it on this, I'm scared what they did to it. What they do to my baby.
Trust me, if they did screw it up, you would hear about it.
Right. Or video game community websites like the individual forums hosted on Steam. Meanwhile, in terms of what actions USAID recommends for its employees and associates in dealing with this misinformation, the organization lists the following 10 as potential additions to one's toolkit. All right. Conduct a disinformation diagnostic.
What's that from?
Bam.
Okay.
Carry out actor mapping. Assess the key stakeholders who contribute in positive and negative ways to media and information ecosystems in your country. In other words, find the head of the serpent and cut it off. And this explains why a lot of the loud anti-voices get targeted, because it's right out of the playbook, right? You're going to go after somebody that has a big platform, somebody that's a pain in the ass. Support media.
To discredit them,
yeah, to discredit them. Support media literacy initiatives. Fund independent media and local public interest journalism. Support media monitoring and fact-checking initiatives specifically.
Yes, they're going to fact-check it as well as they used to fact-check Facebook.
Yeah, right.
You know what?
What?
I can't tell you how many times my dad got temporarily banned off of Facebook.
He got put in Facebook jail for how many times?
A bunch. Just for
He was on Facebook parole before he passed away.
Stay up to speed, support internet governance and digital rights initiatives, engage government, collaborate and engage with other international partners, measure the impact of your efforts to counter and prevent disinformation. So here's the thing, even if it's not coming directly from USAID, these tactics have been used for the last 10 plus years on anybody that ran contrary to the narrative in gaming and pop culture. And
control the narrative, you have the power, you control the election.
Right. And that's what's so weird about this, because I never fully understood why they were so hell-bent on controlling pop culture spaces, nerd spaces, video game spaces. And it's because to them, it really is a huge battleground, right? To be controlled. And they literally believe that these websites or whatever are churning out Nazis every day. They have to be smashed down. And you better believe a lot of these campaigns to discredit individuals are...
All hail.
Gamergate is...
Because when people got mad when fans want to protest the game lore and fun of the game,
Example. Never-ending invasion of Warhammer 40K.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cool. See, there you go.